So it's fun project time today. So I'm on the studio wing, and as you can see, I have railings here made out of 2x4s that are helping keeping me and Laurel and whoever from falling off this very steep drop here, right? It's about a 4-foot drop. So what I've decided to do is make a fun project out of, and this is my old plumber coming out, got a bunch of 3/4 galvanized pipe that I'm going to be putting and fastening into a railing system here today. So that is the current project that I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be assembling it out here in the driveway, putting it together, and then basically building it as one piece and then installing it up here. So that's what I'm going to be doing next. So as you can see, and also we'll need it for the stairs as well, but as you can see down here, I have that 2x4 that's just stretches just for safety, really. So all right, so with that, let's get moving. So the key to any good project, especially plumbing project, is the first thing you want to do, like when you're building an IKEA furniture, is separate what you have. 45s, T's, unions, floor flanges or wall flanges and straps. And then I have the 1.5-foot nipples and 3-foot nipples. And yes, they actually are nipples. As you may have heard me say in a previous video, plumbing's full of sexual innuendos of names that I did not make up, that are just industry things. So what this is, it's a piece of pipe that's cut into this. I had cut to 1.5 feet, and those are 3 foot. And yes, they're nipples. What it is, get over it. Regardless, what I'm going to be doing is assembling these now. And I think because I'm uncertain about the length, because just what it is, I'm going to assemble the top rail first and then make sure it fits and then put it together. So the short way of what I'm going to be doing is I'll give you a quick demo here. Let me show you. The quick demo here is there's a top rail. You're going to have a T come down to a union, and then this will be mirrored below. And what's the union about, you ask? Well, plumbing has to be threaded in certain ways, and the union allows just ease to happen. Basically, I can do all of this, I can do all on the bottom, and I can put the union together. And so that way, because plumbing has to just turn in certain fashion. So regardless, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to prefab the whole top part, and these are the 3-foot lengths. This is the 1.5 length. So in theory, the whole top to bottom will be about 3 feet. The whole length of this railing is about 14 feet, just under that. So I think it's close to 12. So regardless, we're going to put that in now, and I'll show you the process. By the way, a little plumber hack, what I'm doing, instead of using 2 pipe wrenches, because I only have one, maybe I'll get another one from a neighbor in time, but basically, I'm just sort of starting the threads here, and I'm using that as a wrench point. Just basically, it's one of the nipples, right? And that way, I'm not having to have 2 pipe wrenches, because sometimes through construction comes creativity. Anyway, I'm on the last T now, and I'll show you the rest when I'm done. Here's the first step where I have my 3 verticals coming down, right? And kind of what I had imagined was it's going to be just a little bit too long. So without me having a pipe threader on site, which I would love, it's going to be a little too long. And instead of trying to negotiate and figure that out, what I think I'm going to do is I got to go back to the store. How these railings are getting mounted are these little wall flanges, floor flanges, right? And so what I think I'm going to do, initially I had planned on putting them flush to the side. I think what I'm going to do is have a street 90 coming through here and mount these on the outside of the porch. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So on the porch railing here, ideally what I was wanting to do is have these be mounted here on this side. But like I said, I'm about 3 inches long, and like without having a pipe threader, like I said before, having to go back and forth with this, take it to some place and have it whatever. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to mount them to the outside here, right? So it'll be mounted to the outside, giving it a little bit more stability, and it's just going to come out. So that's the plan. So I'll get as much done as I can today, and we're going to have to go to the store and get those street 90s like I'm talking about. And I'll show you what I'm talking about once I get it. But I'm going to finish assembling the whole thing, top and bottom, And then that way I know everything I need, because one key component to doing any sort of plumbing or construction is work as long as you possibly can until you have nothing left to do, and then go to the supply house, then go get materials. Because it's always going to come up where if you stop every single time you need something, it's going to make for a very frustrating day, because you never know where along the list you're going to need more stuff, right? So with that, as I'm blinding you with the sun, yay, blinding sun, I'm going to keep working, and I'll show you the next step when I get there. So, a few pro tips coming up for you here. So, pro tip 4,298. When you're doing threaded pipe, if you can use the ground as a holdback instead of doing this, you're going to save your arms, your body will be a lot happier, and I can put my whole body weight into turning that pipe, right? And it's a lot easier than trying to use like my arms to hold back, right? So if you just let the ground be your holdback, it's gonna go a lot easier. So there's your pro tip. Got another one coming up for you in a minute, but just stay tuned for the more show. Here's the next update. I've done the top and the bottom rails. As you can see how I have the 3-foot nipples T, 3-foot nipple T, the 1.5-foot nipples, and then the unions. We're going to talk about unions, everybody. There's many kind of unions. There's sacred union, sacred matrimony. Then there's Union UAW 22 Local Workers Detroit. Let's go, come on. That's more Chicago, but hey, you know what I'm saying. And then we got these kind of unions. There's three pots. We got, it spins if you notice. We have the bottom, and we have the top, and we have the collar. There's 3 parts to a union. Here's your plumbing pro tip 4,268,563. Everybody, pay attention. 3 parts to the union. Why this is important. As you see here, I have 2 pieces of pipe with multiple things that can't all spin, and plumbing needs to spin in order to go in. So you have the top part, and you have the bottom part. The bottom part spins into this collar part. It doesn't spin into the threaded part, which is kind of cool. So what you do, you put the bottom part on, you put the top part on, as you saw below. And then this top thing can just spin all day long, and it doesn't get tight. But this is what you tighten it with, this middle part, right? So with that, you put this together and you got a strong union. And what I love about unions, here's a metaphor for everyone, boys and girls. If the 2 pipes coming together aren't perfectly aligned, the union won't work. It won't make the connection. There's a metaphor for you. In order to come into union, we need to be perfectly aligned. There it is. There's your spiritual pro tip for the day, coming in the realm of plumbing for you, boys and girls. Let's put these unions on and we'll see what happens next. So here's how it works in real time. You got the bottom part, you got the top part with a little bit of a bushing on it. You slip it in there, slide it over, put that set screw on, then you're done. Look at that. And you just gotta give this a bit of a tight. And that's how unions work, everyone. Real easy if everyone lines up.
I'll just edit it.
Okay, so bringing this thing into place, everyone, right? So when I put this here, what we see here, boys and girls, is that it's just a bit too long, right? It sticks over just a bit here, like 1.5 inches, and the same thing on the other side. So what I'm going to do is, I got to go to the supply house, do that maybe another day. Put a 90 on here, and then the flange will go into the wall here, as opposed to my initial plan was to plumb these in like that. But unfortunately, I don't have a pipe threader, and it's too much work. And regardless, it's going to work. It's easier just to put a 90 on this thing and put a flange into the wall, and that'll be on the back side of the porch, so you're not even really going to see it. But anyway, here it is. Here it is in real time. Kind of show you what it looks like. Here it is. There it is in the midst of everything, right? You can see all the unions coming down. There's the 3 things, and there's the beautiful, beautiful porch railing. That's what it's going to look like. I can't wait to have it in there permanently. We'll be doing it soon enough. All right. Now the next thing we got to do is we got to do the railing on this side, which is going to be a very similar process, but just shorter. All right. So we're going to do that now. So here's the railing for the shorter side of the porch. I forgot the nipples for this side. Remember I said earlier in the video, don't run to the supply house just because you missed one thing. There'll be more down the road. Well, here's the more down the road. And it kind of worked out in my favor because these are 1.5 feet or 18 inches. And what I really need to make this work is a 12-inch nipple. So when I go to the store next, I'll get two 12-inch nipples and finish that off, as well as those 90s like I talked about in the earlier section. So there it is. And the next thing that I'm going to be addressing is getting hand railing for those stairs, right? I have a few ideas, and I already know that I am a few fittings shy, like always, and I will be putting this in and starting the process now as Laurel demonstrates stairs beautifully for us. Thank you, Laurel. So the railing, this is not permanently installed yet. It's just sort of resting there by the grace of God. That's what we decided to do for the railing, and I will square off those two verticals. Initially, I was going to strap them to the side of the stairs, but I think what we're going to do instead is use these Miller's floor flanges, wall flanges, screw it straight down, and I'm going to add a little 6-inch nipple up there with a cap on it just to clean up that end. But there it is. That's going to be the stair railing to come down the stairs, so those are a little bit more safe to come down. So there it is. Like I said, going to go to the store and get a bunch of material now to clean that up. And in the next clip, we will show the completion. So a few days hence from the last video, I got the Street 90s. So this is a Street 90. So why they call it Street 90, I don't know. But basically one side's threaded, one side's male, one side's female. It's kind of how it works. So with that, and then I also got the cap and the 6-inch extender to add to the railing. That's going to be the stair railing. And as any good thing is, you know, Ace only has so much material, so I couldn't get all the material that I needed, but I got enough of these 90s to finish the railing behind me here at the long end of the porch. So quick little thing, I'm just going to show you pictures here. So there's two different types of pipe fittings. There's galvanized, as you see here, and there's also black fittings. The difference is galvanized, these guys have a galvanized coating on them, which basically prevents them from rusting for all intents and purposes. The black stuff that you see here is just regular black pipe, untreated, maybe a little bit of paint on it, but it has a tendency to rust. There's typically two different applications for it. The galvanized stuff is for outside applications, so that if it can be with the elements, and that's fine. The black pipe is meant to be indoor use only. So if you are doing any sort of projects and you're like, oh, look, it's black, it's cute. Well, it's gonna rust if you have it outside, just know that. So just another one of the pro tips for you is that if you're doing any projects outside, you need the galvanized. Any projects inside, you can use galvanized, but black, a little bit cheaper, but you can use that. So anyway, I'm gonna be using what I got to go next step on these railings. So this is what it looks like in final form, right? So we have Street 90 coming over into this wall flange, and this is going to get screwed into the backs of these, right? So that's how you mount this on. And so I did the top ones, I'm going to do the bottom ones now, and then after that, Laurel and I are going to clean it up with Goo Gone to get rid of all the different stickers and the residues that we have on the pipe, the stickers that were on here, right? So as you can see, it sort of just came with stickers for whatever reason. We're going to clean that up and then we'll paint them. So one more step. So here we go, we got the first realm of paint on here, first coat. They'll need a second coat, and we didn't get all of it. We are missing, we need more paint, but either way, there's the first round. It looks really nice. And there it is, nice and jet black and shiny. Isn't that cool? Look at that, huh? All right, like a month later since the last video, we're gonna get the railing hung here. Last video you saw us painting, getting it ready, and now we're gonna hang it. We're at least gonna get this one hung, and the one for the stair hung. So let's do that. Yay for finally getting projects done. All right, Laurel, what do you think?
I think we got a railing.
I think we got a railing.
Yes.
Woo-woo.
Yeah.
Beautiful black
Yep.
railing.
Haven't fallen off the patio yet.
That's good.
Uh-huh.
So there it is. It's sort of a fun little view.
Yep. I'm imagining countless hours just sitting on the porch doing nothing.
Great. Do me a favor. Sit down and see how your legs feel draped over that.
Okay. I think it's going to work. It's kind of gives you a knee lift.
Good. Kind of like a facelift but a knee lift.
Yeah, no, it's very nice. And you're not, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yay for railing.
And actually, when I sit here, I'll probably sit like on a big cushion, and that'll raise me up.
Awesome. Well, look at that. We have railing, Laurel.
Very nice.
I love it. Onto the staircase railing. Here is the staircase railing that we have. It's not in yet. It's just sort of being held up by gravity, but we're going to be screwing this thing in now because we sort of play with many different options, but that's what it's going to look like. A nice little approach. And yeah, the first bottom two stairs aren't attached, but this is sort of what Laurel and I have co-engineered to have. And so I'm going to get that screwed in there and we'll make it work. There it is. Laurel, what do you think?
I think it looks great, but I know that you're suffering because it's not totally straight.
I am. It's not level. It's not square.
The process of building this stuff is make 3 mistakes, correct 2, do something brilliant, do something stupid.
All right, so the magical Rosemary stairs, again, thank you, Mom, Rosemary stairs, here we are. They now officially have railing on them. Laurel, do you want to give us a demonstration of these beautiful rails?
Yeah, these beautiful rails might mean that nobody dies right away.
So there we go.
Always a good thing.
So there we go. We got the railing on there, and I know there's going to be some people, why you didn't make it the length of the staircase. Well, we decided we didn't want to.
Yeah, it was
because-
actually a mistake, but don't tell him.
But Laurel, show people why you don't want the railing going all the way down. Me lower lower the camera, because,
It's a shortcut. You see, you go like this.
right,
You slide down the hill.
you just slide down the hill. So that's why we didn't make the railing. Yes, it was an accident, but we're making up the excuse, which is true. When we come up here, pull up my drawers, we want to be able to do this, right? So that's practical.
Yeah, he did it on purpose, folks.
But either way, there it is. One more railing to do. We'll do that in another video. Hi.
Hi, Shakina, and hi, Tammy, my women friends. Yes.
Well, hi, lady friends. Thank you for being on the journey with us. Yay. In for the short side of the porch. Here's the other one. We're in the process of painting it right meow. And once that's done drying, we're going to do another coat and then hang that up, and then the porch railing will be done where it's going. For you can see that 2x4 right there? Bong! That's where this one's going to be going. So as you can see, we already have the other one hung up there, and how beautiful that looks. It's beautiful clean railing. So soon that 2x4 will look like that. Woohoo! There it is, Laurel. What do you think? Here's your new porch.
Yes. I feel like I could swing from them. Want to see?
Well, there we go. There's our porches. And yeah, it's a beautiful angle from this side to the other side. Step back just for a second. Yeah, look at that. Just a nice trim. Black lines.
Yep.
Looking
Looks
beautiful. It's nice to have this project done, Laurel.
Yes.
You can
Yes.
gracefully see. Let me come up there, I'll show you the view. So there we go. Conclusion to the beautiful railing happening. Isn't that amazing? It just is really clean lines with those black unions as Laurel waves hello. And just wonderful, again, one more amazing project here in Tennessee that's just getting completed. These houses are getting so much more completed. I love it by the moment. And it's been quite the journey. So I'm a pooped pup, been working all day. So we're gonna wrap this video. Hope you have a wonderful day, everyone. I love all of you. Thank you for being on this journey. We'll see you on the next one. Be well, everyone.